Hello everyone, welcome back to Exam at Night. This is Module 4 Part 2 video which will be discussing about idea generation and feasibility analysis. Idea generation, the feasibility study begins with the formulation of the business idea which you can obtain through a market research, family, friends, suggestions, boxes or brainstorming. So depending on your business culture, you can discard the extra ones and preserve for future reference. So you have to conceptualize and visualize your business final product, a process that of analyzing the product's target market, size, quality, color, and weight. Establishing yourself as a successful entrepreneur depends upon choosing a good idea, and the idea must be good for the market, but good for the project, good for the entrepreneurs. It should be manageable by you without much dependence on others. So, importantly, ideas should be satisfaction results to you. Ideas are key to innovation. Without them, there is not much to execute, and because of the execution is a key to learning. New ideas are necessary for making a kind of improvement. So it should be obvious that ideas alone won't make innovation happen, as you need to be able to build a systematic process for making those ideas. So idea generation is a process of creating, developing, communicating abstract and concentrate or visual ideas. Front end part of the idea management funnel focuses on coming up with the possible solutions to pursuit of actual problems and opportunities. So here you can say it is an idea management funnel. You generate and collect the ideas, refine and evaluate, validate and test and implement. This is my front end part and this is my back end. So here these are the innovation strategies and innovation portfolio. First step is towards making improvement, making process as an individual human beings depend on new ideas. From the perspective of an individual, new ideas help you to move forward if you feel stuck with a task or unable to solve certain problem. So idea challenge, then opposite thinking, brainstorm cards, and analogy thinking. These are some of the techniques that is used to generate new ideas. So idea challenge. So each of them is explained in detail. You can just go through them. Next, we move on to creativity and innovation. It's a creativity is nothing but thinking of new things. So these two are the important factors for turning a new imagination ideas into the reality. Where innovation is an implementation of a new or significantly improved product or service that creates value for business and government society. So identification of business opportunities based on observing the trends, solving the problem that is being faced by the customers in day to day, and finding the gaps in the marketing place. So these three are the main approaches where you can search for becoming an opening a business in the society. Then market entry strategy. So this is a plan or a method to deliver the goods or services to a new target market. So India is the second most populous market in the world, but almost the most complex as it enters to the company with any previous experience in the region. So we are having 5 tips for the better India marketing strategy. Is find the right partner. You should have a good partnership to open a business. So identifying the right partner is a way to success in the business. So this can give a value market insights on the competition, regulation, and other issues. Localize your products to meet the needs and preferences. You may use different identities like languages, cultures, and religions to make your product attract by the region to region in the local community. So India has much multilingual society, but is one solution fits all the approaches doesn't work. So you have to change your strategy according to that religion and region of that country. Remember the high level of price sensitivity. So it is extremely important for when you're entering an Indian market to get a price strategy right. That is particularly targeting the lower middle class income population. You have to have your per capita less than the high one. Since the government cannot offer to provide education and health coverage, major of the population has to pay these necessities as their own income. So you have to think about that. Next, the enter the Indian market for long-term growth, not a quick buck. So India is certainly not a place of business to make quick gains, but you have to wait long after investing in turn to get a profit. Because in the middle class consumers, it has a share of challenges where it comes to a market entry. So it has a huge and attractive opportunities, and more often companies are looking for market share and compromising on potential short-term profitable if in order to establish them more firmly, prepared to navigate much different legal and regulatory landscape. So Indian judicial system follows common law. So Constitution has provided a single integrated system for courts and administrative both unions and state laws. Feasibility analysis or project analysis. So it is used to determine the viability of the idea, such as ensuring a product is legally or technically feasible as well as economically justifiable. It tells us whether the project is worth the investment is ultimately test the viability of an idea, project, or a new business. It became the basis for the business plan, which outlines the action steps necessary to take a proposal from the ideation to realization. Next is feasibility allows a business to address whether, where, and how it will operate, its competition, possible hurdles, and funding needs to begin. The business plan then provides a framework that sets out the map for the following through an execution of the entrepreneurial vision. You can go through the schematic diagram of the project feasibility, various generation of idea, initial screening, then the idea uh, prima facie promising, then the plan feasibility analysis if it is yes, if no, then it will get terminated. Then conduct the market analysis, conduct the technical analysis, then conduct the financial analysis, conduct economic and ecological analysis. If yes, move forward, is the project worthwhile? If not, terminate. Then prepare a funding proposal. These are all the different types of feasibility analysis we'll be discussing. Marketing feasibility this mainly deals with determining the potential market and market share for proposed project. It is concerned with forecasting the demand of the product or service under the consideration. In simple terms, you can say a product or service that can sustain a specific market, not as well as whether it is capable of generating the financial surplus for the firm or not. Most marketing feasibility is description of the industry, current market analysis, competition or presence of competing products, anticipated future market potential, potential buyers and source of revenues, sales projections. So market feasibility test can be carried out not only on products but on ideas, campaigns, process, and entire business. Financial feasibility. This is mainly deals on determining the risk and return for the proposed project. This seeks to ascertain whether the proposed project will be financially viable. Finding a variety of information on the cost of project, means of finance, cost of capital, project liability, cash flows to the project, break-even points, level of risk, investments, worthwhile, projected financial position. This all matters. In order to have certain financial viability, financial projections are made, and on the basis of such projections, which need to be objective and realistic, there are many parameters that we need to consider. Return on investment, or the payback period, internal rate of return, profit index. So, in the new project, it can be judged as total estimated cost, and in terms of capital structure, debt of equity ratio, then existing investment by promoter, projected cash flow, profitability. Finance viability of a project should provide full details of the assets that is financed, how liquid those assets are, rate of conversion to cash, that is liquidity, project's funding potential, repayment terms, and sensitivity in their payments, capability to follow the factors, mild slowing of sales, acute reduction or slowing of sales, a small increase in cost, large increase in cost, adverse economic condition. These are some of the points. Next is political feasibility. This is measures how well a solution to a policy problem will be accepted by a set of decision makers or generally a public. So for a policy to be enacted and implemented, it must be politically acceptable. So it's an analysis used to predict the probable outcome of the solution to a problem through fixing to examining the performer, events, and environment involved in all the steps. Economic feasibility, this is called a social cost benefit analysis, mainly concerned with judging a project from the social point of view. The focus is on the social costs and benefits of the proposed project. It deals with determining the benefits and costs in terms of shadow prices and other social impacts. So, economic analysis requires finding a variety of information on the economic costs and benefit measured in terms of the efficiency, prices, employment to be generated by the project, impact of the project on the distribution of the income in society. The purpose of economic study is to demonstrate the net benefits of a proposed project for accepting, then parity between the haves and have-nots. And then economic feasibility helps the company determine what amount is before a project is ultimately approved. Social feasibility study of one interacts with others, with a system or an organization. All projects demand a review of data at the appraisal phase. So it is important to identify if the material impacts exist. Next comes legal viability. It is whether it is legally requirements and if proposed venture is acceptable in accordance to the laws of the land that we are starting the business. Next, it ensures that all the civil legal requirements which will not or have not to be dealt with. Some of the main objectives. Next is technical feasibility. This principally deals with determining the technical feasibility for the successful of an proposed project for ascertaining whether sensible choices have been made with respect to the location, size, and these things, availability of raw materials, inputs, type of technology to be adopted, choosing a suitable layout for the site, building, plant, machinery, and process. So, this is an outline design of the system requirements. Next, it is focused on gaining the understanding of the present technical resources of the organization. Next, as in depth and critical study of the parameters, as I said, plant location, layout, manufacturing process, technology, and all. So, this is focused on gaining an understanding in the present technology resources and applicability to expected needs of the proposed system. Next, managerial feasibility. It is a rationally uncover the strengths and weakness of the existing business or proposed venture, opportunities and threats which are presented by the environment. These sources required to carry through and ultimately the prospects for success. So in simple terms, you can say two criteria to judge feasibility are cost, requirement, and value to be attained. Managerial feasibility is a study of viability of an idea, and it focuses on helping answer to essential questions. Should we proceed with the proposed project idea? Location and other feasibility. Here, it is important for a business to have a good location. You are starting a business that operates primarily offline. Location is crucial, and you have to take the demographics, physiographics, census, and other data location analysis before you get into that. And then location of a retail outlet is most influencing factor for success of the business. So customer surveys to be conducted for selected areas to get to know about the shopping patterns and selections. And these are some of the factors you should do priorly. Other feasibilities are schedule feasibility, resource feasibility, operational feasibility, commercial feasibility, environmental feasibility, ecological feasibility. These are some of the other things that also matter in your business. So this was all about the module 4. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to Exam Ignite.